Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sunrise, order here on Sunrise. Welcome back, everyone. Good morning to all those persons celebrating their anniversary as well. It's a beautiful Monday morning, and Dennis is the Monday morning person, as well as Yendi and all the others. But hi, Tami, how are you? But we're here. We're survivors, and we're going to make it. I'm an Evelyn.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but on a Saturday. Friday.
You like Saturday?
Yeah, I'm PD. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
no.
PD can drop any day.
If you're just joining us this morning, it's time for Law and Order JA. Here's the question sent in today. My name is Francine, and I recently underwent surgery to remove a lump from my left breast. During the reconstruction phase, the doctor asked me if I wanted to increase the size or change the shape of my breast. I chose to lift them both and increase the size moderately. After submitting my insurance form, the insurance company refused to provide coverage, claiming that the surgery was mostly cosmetic and not covered by the policy. Is that lawful? What action can I take against them or to have them cover my medical bill? Joining us this morning is attorney at law and partner at Duncox, Jonathan Morgan, and he's back to provide us with some counsel. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, counsel.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Lovely to have you on this bright Monday morning. Jonathan, now this...
Hold up. This morning, I read this and I was very ignorant.
Yes.
Because they do these things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody sits in our office and says, aha, not going to pay it.
Yeah, and a lot of people go through this, Jonathan, without any course of redress. So we need your counsel on this matter.
Absolutely. The scenario raises a number of questions, but I think the starting point is understanding that it is the terms of the insurance policy that determines what is covered and what isn't. So even if the insurance company is regulated by the Insurance Act and by legislation, the question as to whether they will cover a specific case is determined by that contract between the insurance company and the insured person. And those contracts in standard situations tend to cover situations of medical necessity.
Yes.
They tend not to cover elective cosmetic surgeries.
Fair enough.
So this question seems to raise a question as to whether a scenario is covered where there is both some medical necessity to undergo surgery to remove lumps from a breast and also an elective aspect of that surgery to increase the size and to lift them both. So it really does toe the line as to what is covered in standard insurance policies.
So then it's a matter of probably getting from a doctor to say, because is it one thing affecting the other? Because the breast was removed or the lump was removed, and so the breast needed to be reconstructed anyway.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or reshaped in any event.
Or something like that.
So it's not a situation where you just got up and did a reconstruction or a breast lift. It was in lieu of the lump being removed. Obviously, now that the lump is removed, the breasts are probably not the same size. It doesn't look the same. So for symmetry, I need to do that.
Yes, now that dives directly to the heart of some of these issues. So the surgery to remove a lump from a breast is typically called a lumpectomy.
A lumpectomy, very well.
And that surgical procedure tends to lead to reconstruction where there are great areas of asymmetry as a result of the surgical process. So reconstruction due to heavy asymmetry in the breast tends to be considered by law medical necessity. So in a standard insurance policy, that type of reconstruction is covered under that medical necessity point. But there are areas where reconstruction is not necessary at all. For example, the lump that was removed was not sizable. It was very small. So there is no great deal of asymmetry following the surgery. So if the reconstruction is being done in a totally elective manner, it may fall within the exclusion that the insurance policies contain against any elective cosmetic surgeries. And in this particular question, something that comes to mind is the fact that she said she removed a lump from her left breast, but then did reconstruction and augmentation, that's increasing the size and adjusting the shape, to both. So that raises a question as to whether this was, in fact, more on the cosmetic side than the medical necessity side. And that may be what the insurance company is seeking to argue. So what I would recommend for a situation like this is that the doctor be consulted to determine whether the medical processes can be separated. If the medical necessity aspect of the process, the removal of the lump and any necessary reconstruction is put on a single invoice and it is presented to the insurance company, they may find it difficult to refuse coverage. But if that can be detached and the elective augmentation, increasing the size and enhancing the shape, is put on a separate medical invoice, perhaps the insurance company will cover one but not the other. That's
So
an approach that could be recommended.
And I'm sure, Jonathan, she's watching, wondering, okay, or even somebody else, what kind of lawyer would you go to represent you in a situation like this?
Yes, so this raises insurance questions, and there are lawyers who specialize in insurance law. But more importantly, since the terms of what is covered is governed by the insurance policy, and that document is merely a contract, any civil or commercial litigator that deals with contract law issues would be appropriate to handle a matter of this nature.
If it is a case, because I noticed her asking the question, what action can she take, in that, given that if they've said we're not paying for it,
yes,
and so now she's in a situation where she's had to pay for it, is it that she would, in order to press home her case, she's going to have to sue and try to recoup the monies? Because it sounds like it's been done, it needs to be paid for.
Right.
And so is it that she has to sue them and get back the money, or what?
Yes, so that is one avenue to navigate it, but perhaps she can begin by querying and challenging the decision of the insurance company internally. So returning to the insurance company and attempting to identify the reason for the refusal. The only language put in the question was that they determined it was mostly cosmetic. So if she can get sufficient evidence from her doctor to present to the insurance company to show it was out of medical necessity, that may resolve it right there. If that does not work, then your assumption is correct. She will have to cover the medical bills herself. She owes this debt to the facility and to the doctors, and seek to recoup it through a legal action. That legal action tends to be a claim in the Supreme Court seeking damages for breach of contract by the insurance company. And that damages sum should cover any shortfall if the court agrees that the insurance company acted wrongly.
Very well.
Plus costs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cost in the claim. Lovely. Well, Jonathan,
Absolutely.
thank you so very much
Thank
for
you very
always ventilating these issues. And, you know, and I want you to keep those questions coming in, because I know that many of us have these legal questions and you don't necessarily know who to ask. Well, we're here for you right here on Law and Order JA.
All right, definitely. Our guest has been Jonathan Morgan of Duncox. Remember, again, keep them coming. And, of course, you can hit us up at CVM_television or at Sunrise CVM on Instagram. So coming up next, we celebrate Pinktober with survivors, with a story of strength and survival here in Jamaica. Stay with us.